According to the Department of Tourism, the Philippines is set to welcome up to 139 cruise ships carrying foreign tourists this year, which could aid in the revival of the travel industry. Maxi Gaspi fills us in with the details.
According to Department of Tourism or DOT Secretary Cristina Garcia Frasco, for 2023, the DOT anticipates 139 ports of call or cruise ship dockings at 46 different locations across the country. This number is higher than the 102 port calls received in 2019. The majority of the passengers were Europeans and Americans aged 50 to 70, with 181 Filipinos among the 404 crew members. Frasco and Manila Mayor Honey Lacuna led the welcome for some of the cruise ship's foreign passengers, who were preceded by musicians holding percussion and bamboo instruments, as well as street dancers and Higantas performers. Frasco also stated that a cruise ship passenger would spend an average of $100, which could help local governments and businesses in tourist areas. She added that DOT anticipates around 117,000 tourists from the 139 cruise ships arriving this year. Frasco confirmed that she believes cruise tourism promotes both well-known and lesser-known destinations, while also creating opportunities for livelihood for local governments and micro, small, and medium-sized businesses. For Golden Nation Network, this is Max Legaspi.
In other developments, Philippine Ambassador to Australia Maria Helen de la Vega discussed the value of regulations against human trafficking through online sexual exploitation of children on the 8th Bali Process Ministerial Conference in South Australia. According to the Philippine Embassy, the country prioritizes the protection of citizens by establishing policies and laws to address the issue of trafficking through virtual platforms and even in person. Additionally, Ambassador de la Vega explained that the passage of the Expanded Republic Act No. 11862 will require law enforcement agencies to immediately investigate the statement of human trafficking victims. After the suspension of flights to China caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, Philippine Airlines or PAL announced the resumption of flights to Beijing and Shanghai. The restoration of flights to China aims to boost ties with foreign investors and tourist exchange. It can be recalled that the flight suspension to China has been nearly 3 years since the pandemic hit the world. The face-to-face University of the Philippines College Admission Test or UPCAT returns and will hold its first pen and paper admission test after the pandemic held the traditional examination since 2020. UP announced that the application for the test will commence on the first week of March and is set to be done online for aspiring applicants who will be required to input their data, especially their grades, in the UPCAT online portal. The UPCAT 2024 will start on June 3 to 4 in over 100 test centers across the country. Passers will be assessed to participate in the academic year 2024 to 2025. And here's a recap of today's headlines. Here are today's headlines. Department of Health confirms first Omicron XBF subvariant detected in the Philippines. Magnitude 6 earthquake jolts Masbate. Senators reiterate flaws of proposed Maharlika Investment Fund. House Speaker Romualdez looks to ensure Philippines' preparedness before the big one hits. Department of Tourism to welcome 139 cruise ships this year, aiming to boost travel industry. Philippine Airlines resumes flight services to China. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is News Force. And those were the top stories of the day. Stay updated on the day's biggest stories. Get updates on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Golden Nation Network. I am Jasmine Cacho, and this is News Force.